First and foremost on the list of matters that were addressed by the opposition leader Jagdeo included the severance payment for the retrenched and dismissed sugar workers. A paid ad in today's press indicated that some $7.5 billion will be allocated towards the severance payment through supplementary provisions. As these workers protested outside Parliament building, only $2.8 billion was tabled at the sit-in, and Jagdeo related that this does not cover the Wales sugar estate.
Of the $7.5 billion in the ad they have there, which creates the misleading impression, only $2.4 billion have been set aside for severance to the sugar workers. From all that we are told, this excludes the workers of Wales who have been waiting even before, since 2016, since Wales has been closed, the estate at Wales. So they are not included in the $2.4 billion of severance.
While the opposition leader is maintaining that this was not a policy speech, he also sought to point out that no transparent policy guidance was given for the future.
The expectations were not very high that we'll get a policy speech, and he lived up to this expectation. First of all, this was not a policy speech. This was the president speaking about his work program for the past year and what they have done, and grading, assessing himself, an appraisal of himself and his government. And guess what? He gave himself the highest mark for how well they have done, without addressing the consequences of his policies or giving us clear policy guidance for the future. In fact, he immersed himself in minutiae that should be the subject of a budget speech and not a presidential address to the National Assembly.
He noted that the village improvement plans, which the president spoke of, was already in process under the previous administration, and monies were left to fund these projects. Adding to that, the training of youths does not lower the unemployment rate, since thousands of persons would have lost their jobs over the past 3 years.
Youth unemployment in 2015 was 40% based on a CDB report. I've done quite a lot of training of young people, but notice, he did not say what youth unemployment is today, because we know that many people have lost their jobs. In fact, 30,000 people have lost their jobs under his tenure in office, and many of them are young people. And many can't find a job now. So him enumerating how many people they have trained through small programs doesn't answer the fundamental question.
Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.